Okay, welcome everybody. I'm JHartEllis, and we are announcing the winners for our ESO housing contest for spaceships. The goal was to create a space-worthy craft. We had 18 entries, and we're going to announce our top 6 winners tonight. We ended up having 4 winners on PCNA, and we had 2 winners on PCEU, and we're going to go and briefly go revisit those. So, just kind of highlighting some of what I thought were the best entries, and we'll go revisit these and maybe talk a little bit about what I liked about them. So here we go. One of our first winners, these aren't in any particular order, was Wendigos. Wendigos Cold Harbor Real Estate. Hopefully people haven't changed these too much since we toured them 2 days ago. But there we go. And I'll get all the screenshots of all of the contest entry tours up at spicyeconomics.com. And the whole tour VOD of all 18 entries is already up on my YouTube page if you want to check that out if you missed it. Okay, so here we go. Wendigos was a little bit of a different type of a spaceship because it was coming in for refueling. And so this kind of painted an active scene, kind of like, okay, how does this craft work? And they said that the pilot was off relaxing a little bit while their ship is repaired and refueled. So there's a lot I like just about the design of the ship. It's very... you try to guess how it works. It has an engine, it has like a cockpit, it has like weaponry and sensors in the front and things like that. And just kind of painting a good spaceport type of a scene with the refueling tanks and everything. So I thought this was a fun and practical spaceship. So I think Wendigos did a good job of kind of painting a sci-fi scene with this, and it worked out pretty well. It worked out really well. Okay, so that was one of our first winners. Our next winner was Norma Hawk with her space drone in the observatory prior. We'll go revisit this really quick. Everybody with the moves. And we're going to start into our fireplace contest tours right after this. So it's like hitting one thing after the next. So here we go. We're going to go revisit Norma Hawk's observatory prior. We'll wait for the load screen. And there were so many great entries for this contest. It was really difficult to choose what I thought did the best job. I fell back to what my basic criteria are, which are creativity and build polish and screenshot ability. So here is Norma Hawk's spaceship, and just a lot of things that worked well with this one, which was especially considering that my criteria was that it was supposed to be in space or coming in for a landing. Specifically, that's what I framed it as. There were a lot of different ways you could have done it, but I really like this one because it has a very active scene of it coming in for a landing. I can imagine it extending some legs down and landing here any second. And so we have a good landing pad for this, and then can kind of see lots of good details with the spaceship, with like the red light in the front, kind of the observation area in the front, the weaponry. You can imagine this gets into a lot of fights, and maybe wonder who they serve. do they transport things? Hard to tell. So I like the subtle details on this one, and really good use of these clockwork platings to make it look very solid. I like the build polish on it in that way. Okay, the guns were great. And then good use of the Cold Harbor boulders in the backdrop just to make it look like space in the back. Storm says it looks even better at night. So Slashlurk says that's pretty... Oh, Slashlurk! Oh my goodness, you're here. Thank you. We're touring some winners right now of our Spaceships contest. Okay, we are going to go... Oh, I'll have to deal with that later. Thank you. We're going to go and visit another winner. The next winner was Greek Gemini. Greek Gemini, very good at making large structures. I was really impressed with this one that we're going to go see. Cute face. Cute face. Oh yeah, for the like the venting gas, whatever you want to think of it as. It was upside down waterfalls, so you can reuse waterfalls in creative ways. So it kind of had that effect. You kind of imagine it being big jets of air. Okay, so up next was another spaceship. Here we go. I love this one. Great Gemini conveniently made a viewing platform for this. And you can see the landing pad here. You can see the UFO, classic UFO shape here. And really good use of all the clockwork platings to give a really solid design. You can kind of imagine this floating around. And then adding a lot of good details that you kind of want in a UFO. Like weird lights. You can imagine seeing those as you look up in the night sky. Herverin with a follow. Thank you, welcome. We are revealing our spaceship housing contest winners right now. And really good use of some achievement furnishings here, and especially these big tonal arcs to make this entire dome. This is really well constructed, kind of using this more two-dimensional object in a three-dimensional way by overlapping them in this kind of really good way. I think that we use essential housing tools for that. And then making it functional too, so even inside we have the pilots of the craft with these cute little dwemer spiders. So it was really good. A big, sturdy, solid piece. I can imagine flying with this. And we even have kind of like the binoculars up here. Though I suppose they're supposed to be like, this is supposed to be the thrust. I think this is the engine. Oh no, they look like they could be observation things too. They're fun. Kind of keep you guessing, right? Keep you guessing. Okay, and one more on PCNA, and then I'm going to hop over to PCEU. So we're revealing our top 6 winners. Okay, and our next winner was... Here we go. Next winner was Leg 8. There's a lot to like about this next one. It was a really fun one. Just kind of kept on giving. We'll go revisit this and see. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Definitely interesting to see what people kind of took on the theme of spaceships, because there's a lot of different material that you can build off of, or you could just come up with something creative too. So a lot going on with this. So we kind of start with framing this, contextualizing it. I think the Cold Harbor Surreal Estate was a good backdrop for this, just because it's kind of dark, kind of like you'd kind of expect space. So that worked pretty well. So we have UFOs, kind of classic, being very economical with the furnishings here, just with the decorative sky shard or with the map here. We have kind of War of the Worlds alien structure here. And then we have the big UFO. Now, I kind of like waved away the rest of all the context of this and just kind of looked at the ship for the contest for judging this, and just having this big structure. I think they did a really good job with this. I think the Area 51 thing up above was probably unnecessary, but it's well done. And then you go inside of the craft, and it has all sorts of fun things, like a control panel here with all sorts of buttons, getting really creative with the furnishings. So you can use yarn balls or Sigic orbs for squishy buttons. I love the squishy buttons. And then we have all sorts of weird, we'll call them alien incursion, alien experiments going on inside. It's all sorts of weird. But I mostly liked it for the ship design. I judged it based off of mostly the exterior and the control panel. All the alien stuff, I'm sure that there's a lot to read into it, but it was really good. It was really good. Lots of really clever stuff in there. Yes, I think so. That's why it was a winner. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and swap over to PCEU. We have 2 more winners to announce on PCEU for our spaceships, for our top 6 winners. And our top 6 winners will each get 200,000 gold, whether we're on PCNA or PCEU. Okay, hopping over to PCEU. 2 more to reveal. These have been really fun. Okay, hopping over. You have a PC account, you can always hop to the other server. Just go check out houses on the other one. Or play on the other one. Okay, getting over. Often impressed with the contest entries on PCEU. I usually don't get too many entries on PCEU for these contests. I try to make these contests available for both of the PC servers. Tend to not get as many entries on PCEU, but they end up winning a disproportionate amount of their rewards, which I think is good. I'm glad that there are some really talented people willing to enter these contests. Okay, we're going to go reveal two more. Going to go to... Okay, next winner was a little bit different. As far as the spaceship is concerned, I didn't really specify whether it had to be the outside of the spaceship or the interior of a spaceship. We had a couple of people do interiors. I think this one ended up being really good as far as designing an interior of a spacecraft, and you'll recognize it when we get in here. Okay, so here we go. We have Walking Spanish. We have a TARDIS from Doctor Who. So what I love about this is, even without knowing that, you just have this really crazy control panel with all sorts of gizmos and whatnot, and you know that you're not supposed to push any of these things, but you know you want to, and you know that half of them are probably going to blow you up, or make you have like two heads or something. So it was really fun with the control panel there, and then just kind of adding, using the snug pod for this was a good basic backdrop where it can kind of imagine this being the inside of a craft. So a little bit of a different thing. All the buttons, getting really creative with different furnishings, sinking them down into the face of the table here, and you get all sorts of little things to push. I thought this was really fun with the marbles. Just aligning these just perfectly. Maybe this is revealing a constellation that we're supposed to go to. Don't look into the heart. That's right. So, really fun from Walking Spanish. And our sixth and final winner was... This ended up being my favorite overall. For a lot of reasons, the next one was. So, here we go. Jode's Embrace. I haven't seen very many Jode's Embraces. This was, I think, the one and only Jode's Embrace I've ever toured. So this was a treat, for one thing, just for the backdrop of it. And then they did an amazing job. Okay, getting over to where it is. Over here, through to the planet Jode. Here we go. Pino has been drinking, says, I'm so excited. This is the first contest I've ever entered. Really?
Moo and hello, everyone.
Danuvio with a moo and hello, everyone. Thank you for that resub. I appreciate that. I toured a lot of your houses, Piano. I'm surprised you hadn't entered any before. I'm glad that you did. Okay, so here we go. We have Lavathi's space battle. Epic space battle. Now, this was a perfect house for this, because you can imagine this being an active nebula back there, and then we have the scene down below. As far as the contest was concerned, I chose to overlook the scene, as much as I love this iconic scene of, it's over, Annie, I have the high ground. You underestimate my power. And then, I don't know, they monologue for a bit. Anyway, don't try it. Anyway, and then, anyway, I love the scene. But then we have this beautiful scene in the backdrop, right? Oh my goodness, that Delia with the host. I appreciate that. So we have an Imperial Destroyer, we have the Millennium Falcon, and what I'm really impressed with this build is kind of setting the scene with just a couple of pebbles. Looks like we're in a fight. We're in the middle of a fight in an asteroid belt, and then asteroid field, and then, can the Millennium Falcon escape? Oh no! And then we have the nebula here. You can imagine this being out in space. So it's beautiful. It's beautiful, and being very good with the way that they use the Merkmeyer furnishings for this. Kind of has that kind of rugged space texture to it. So congratulations to Lavathi. So that will do it. The Piano Has Been Drinking says this one is absolutely mind-blowing. So it was fun. I love the backdrop here too. Okay, and that will do it. So we had our 6 winners. I'll go over those really quickly again. So we had Norma Hawk, we had Lavathi, we had Windy Goals, Greek Gemini 94, Leleg 8, and Walking Spanish. Congratulations to our top 6 Spaceships winners. And I will get screenshots of all these up at spicyeconomics.com, and the VOD of this will be up at youtube.com/JHartEllis. You can subscribe to me there. And thank you everybody for entering our Spaceships contest. So you can do tons with housing in the Elder Scrolls Online. You can recreate iconic scenes. You can get creative and make your own type of creations. Creative creations, of course. And so have fun with it and stay spicy.